Everybody, out for the morning walk again. Yesterday I got told by a commenter to take my dark glasses off because it looked like I was hiding behind them. It's got nothing to do with me walking into the sun and not being able to see. It's got nothing to do with that. Apparently I'm hiding my face, even though 99.9% of my videos you can see my face in them. But there you go. Right, so let's see what Starmer's been up to lately. So if anybody doesn't know, we're in the crisis solution stage of things at the minute. What do I mean by that? Well, it's where the state creates a crisis in order to implement an agenda that they've wanted to implement all along. So a good example of that would be the ongoing flooding of our country with illegal immigrants. Now, they'll flood the country to a point where people, quite rightly so, and are now getting very, very angry at the amount of illegal immigrants coming to this country. So they'll start to demand solutions to that problem. And lo and behold, what happens? The government comes out with the perfect solution that they've had all along, which is digital ID. And then they'll implement the digital ID with thunderous applause from the population, not knowing that they've been duped, conned into demanding the agenda that the state wants. Another situation has just popped up. Another crisis solution situation has popped up recently. So the Starmer regime wants to get rid of trial by jury. Don't believe me? Go look. I'll leave links in the underbar below. Starmer regime wants to get rid of trial by jury. 900 years of our rights to have a jury, to be tried by our peers in a court of law. Now, the excuse the Starmer regime is using, now it's a judge that's come forward and proposed this. Now, no doubt if we did some digging, we would probably find that this particular judge has connections to Starmer in some way, and that he's just the voice of the state wanting to implement their agenda. Now, what excuse are they giving for this? Well, their excuse for trying to get rid of trial by jury is that there's a huge backlog of cases, and they're saying that trial by jury is slowing down the caseload in the courts. So the way to actually get rid of that backlog is to implement trials with no jury, just judges. And we know who these judges will be. These will be judges appointed by Keir Starmer. You know, the left-leaning judges that give people suspended sentences for paedophilia, but give people 3-year prison sentences for hurty words on the internet. So basically we'll have a system that will be more like Soviet Russia, where find me the man and I'll find you the crime type of mentality. This will be used to put Starmer's political enemies in prison. No doubts about it. No doubts about it. So I had a comment yesterday on my channel saying, but we still have democracy, we've still got to fight for democracy. We don't have democracy in this country anymore. It's an illusion. Total illusion. Everybody knows that the European Parliament is just the illusion of democracy. The real power lies in the European Commission. And it's the same with our Parliament now. It's just the illusion of democracy. The real power lies with the civil servants, the unelected civil servants. And now it's becoming the same with our judiciary. We don't have any justice in this country anymore. It's an illusion. The real power lies behind the scenes with the state. They decide whether you're guilty or not, and the judges just come up with the verdict the state wants. That's the world we live in now. That's the Britain we live in now. And all these actions are just leading us ever closer to civil war in this country. I mean, look at what happened in Epping last night. The far left were run out of Epping after their counter-protest at little girls being raped by men from the local illegal immigrant hotel. They turned up and they were chanting at people who were chanting, these were parents were chanting, "Save our kids, protect our kids, save our kids, protect our kids." And this left-wing radical scum turned up to that protest and they were shouting, "Nazi scum off our streets," to the parents who were just concerned about their children's safety. And it got violent. There were some outbreaks of violence amongst the crowd. It wasn't the concerned parents, as always. It was the far left who turned violent. They always do. They always turn violent. And like many were saying on the comments in that video, the country is an absolute powder keg. We've never been this volatile before. We're one Southport away from all-out civil war in this country. And I don't think people go about their daily lives, they look out their window and they don't think anything's different. Well, a person like me, a security officer, you know, it's part of our job to observe people in society, look at the mood of the people. And you're walking down the street and you can see people are not happy. They're miserable, they're angry. Country is an absolute powder keg and it's just waiting to go off. So yeah, tell me what you think below in the comments below. This is Vindicator signing off.